It's time for Tiger Talk with head coach Jeff Tannehill and Stewart Shelby live on the Neville Tiger Network. Tiger Talk's presented by Parker Alexander Law, Family Solutions, Go Family Health, Sonic on North 18th, Tenori's on Louisville, Martinez Chiropractic, James Machine Works, Mama DeLuca's Pizza, Origin Bank, David's Mobile Detail, Nuke's Eatery, 3B Equipment Rental, Neela Title Company, The Levy Grill, Liz McQueen, John Ray Realty, and Jeffrey Angelone. Now, let's head to Melvyn's Restaurant as we catch up with head coach Jeff Tannehill and Stewart Shelby.
Hey, welcome everyone into your semifinal edition of Tiger Talk here live from Melvyn's Restaurant. Stewart Shelby alongside Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill, and you kind of nodded your head there with the semifinal edition.
I like to hear that. That means we're playing in December, so it's always good to be playing in December. That means you're having a good season and got a shot at moving on to the big dance.
Yeah, you definitely do. One more game, one more win, and the Tigers advance to the state championship game in the Caesars Superdome down there in New Orleans. But, Coach, first off, you took care of business last week against a scrappy bunch from Cecilia. The Bulldogs came up here, very talented group. The defense shone through as well as the offense. I mean, maybe one of your most complete games of the playoffs, I would say, as you come away with a 41-7 victory over the Bulldogs.
Well, without a doubt, it's one of our best games we've played all year. I felt like that, offensively we came out clicking on all cylinders, and we hit some passes, and AJ ran the ball and Brett ran the ball well, all especially in the first half. And then, our defense pretty much shut them down in the first half. So, it was a really good game to watch and be a part of. I mean, I thought the kids just played outstanding and very well prepared. They had a good week of practice, and they prepared themselves and went out and executed. And, you end up with a 41-7 win. And, but one thing that impressed me the most was, Cecilia was very well coached. Their quarterback was really talented.
Yeah, Swallow.
He ran the ball really hard. He and the running backs, and you can see why they went whatever they did, 11-2 or something like that.
Yeah, they
had a good football team.
They definitely had a good football team. Finished up, I believe, 10-3. They were 10-2 coming into that. They had a couple of tough losses down there in the Lafayette area. But, Swallow, one of those losses came while he was out.
Right.
A tough kid. And one thing I would like to say, we did have a lot of people from Cecilia tuning in to our network broadcast last week, and they brought a great crowd up here from there. And you could tell they loved their football team there in Cecilia. But watching Swallow, who's a senior quarterback, knowing it was his last snap right there, he had given it all, and you kind of saw it all come out of him.
Yeah.
And I was just proud of that young man and the effort that he did.
Very emotional
he got beat
after
up.
the game, and we struck him pretty good on a few runs and sacked him a couple times. But he really played a really good football game against us, and he's just a talented kid, and that's the kind of high school football athletes you like to watch see play. You hate for their season to end, but on the other hand, we got to move on, and they didn't. So, I'll tell you another little secret. I didn't realize that. Their softball coaches coach football too, and Coach Dozier and I have known them for years and years. And as we were talking last week, it never really crossed my mind until we, right before the game, and I was talking to their coaches and ran into them. I guess I was just so focused all week on Cecilia, I didn't even think about it. But I know they're very well coached because I know those guys, and then you can just tell it by the way their kids play, and it's just a lot of they're doing a really good job down there at Cecilia.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening down there at Cecilia. But the Tigers did prevail 41-7 over the Bulldogs. Get you a date with an old foe, the Warren Easton Eagles, down from Canal Street in New Orleans. A very talented football team that we will talk about later on in the broadcast. But first, let's get to some highlights from last Friday night's game at Bill Ruppel Stadium. We're going to start off. This is on the first drive, and we talked about the defense, but here's a nice drive on a nice stop on the screen.
Look at the black jerseys in the picture. I mean, that's just running to the football, reacting to this throw, and just we even had a defensive end getting out there and playing. I mean, I just lights out all night long in the first half.
Yeah, Henton, McGee, Hannon, and all of those. And then it wasn't the first play from offense last week. I believe it was the second play. But
First play, we just about popped it and got him out of the shoestring. But second play from scrimmage.
Yeah, we can go to it right here. Here's Ajay Allen. They don't call him Mr. Quick Six for nothing with a 55-yarder.
Well, he just needed just a little bit of hole there, and he got a big one. So he popped it through there for a long touchdown. It just, he sees his vision is so good. I mean, he really sees it.
The deal that Will liked on that replay was that he put Menzina on his rear end on the celebration.
Oh, he did. He did. I didn't even notice the celebration there.
He did. And Menzina went up for it and came down. But either way, 55-yarder right there. Got the scoring started for the Tigers. They didn't really look back from there, but defense shines again here on this next drive. 2nd and 14, and here's Fobbs White with an almost pick right here on a heck of a play.
Right, I mean, he read the screen perfectly, jumped up, and that's just another great effort by the quarterback there to keep the ball from – because I think he's gone
right there.
Defensive end, taking it to
Big
the house.
Big guy touchdown.
Yeah, but, Fobbs has been awesome all year. I mean, he's just played great. Great. Courtney Wallace does a great job with him, and those other D linemen, they're really coming off the football.
And here's this kind of plagued Cecilia early on, these bad snaps. This was one that Griffin McGee pounced on right here.
They're in our territory a little bit, and get a bad snap, and then Griffin's right there, Johnny on the spot to make a play, and but I just like seeing those black jerseys in the picture when the ball is right there.
Definitely swarming all night last night. Here for your second score, and I think this was AJ's best run of the night. We will talk with AJ here later on in the program, so stay tuned for that. But here's a 64-yarder with a nice cutback.
Yeah, right here. Popped it outside. Got a good block by Logan Smith there, and look, Aaron Jackson doing his thing downfield, and then he breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and Big Will gets just enough for 4 to let him get in the end zone. But it's just great vision, and it wasn't a whole lot there in the hole, but it was enough there to let him get outside, and our offensive line finished him off.
Yeah, you talk about your line getting downfield and blocking, and Will getting on Solari, who is a talented freshman, little running back, a very bright future ahead of him for Cecilia. And then here's a big touchdown run by AJ that was actually called back, though, but we wanted to put it in here.
It's a highlight for him, I tell you. Just a little quick toss outside. Plummer gets just enough of that guy.
Yeah.
And then Aaron grabbed his jersey just a little bit there, but I didn't think it was much hole, but it sure.
It was a little bit, but I don't think it affected. AJ was gone past him, but that had been another big run. AJ finishing with another big night. What was it?
9 for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, we were kind of giving a little jab that Brett outgained him 150
because of the 90-yard.
We're gonna talk about that one. Here.
Well, he's gonna bust one off here in just a second.
Exactly. But here's Brady Menzina getting in on it with a nice little 26-yard gain here on this.
We run so much of this speed sweep action, and then anytime they're not going to be out there, we're going to flip it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do it a whole lot, but when we do, it usually pops pretty good.
And a nice job
once again
blocking downfield right there. And here's Batteford throwing for a TD right here. This is Jackson on a nice quick slant.
Yeah, good slant. Brady sets a pretty good pick there, and just wide open right there. Brett makes a good throw.
Good throw right there in stride. So first touchdown pass for Batteford in last Friday night's game. And then let's go ahead, and he had a couple. Here's the one to Dubose, which Dubose swapping a receiver.
Well, we started using some of those defensive guys just because they've got a lot of speed and can run by some guys. So Dubose catches a big touchdown there. We also use Jalen Blackston, and then we'll use some Mario Milan. We've used him some already during the season. So just those guys have a little burst to get to separate themselves a little bit. In man coverage, those guys are just really good one-on-one. Yeah,
they definitely got behind him. A nice throw by Brett and a nice catch by Dubose to do that. That highlight, was filmed by one of our students
Awesome.
in the media program. That's Christian's shot right there. So hopefully he's watching and saw that one. He's like, when are you going to get some of my highlights on there? We've got a lot of
Well, they do a really good
stuff.
job of you and Coach Gray are both doing a really good job teaching those guys, and Coach Anders, he helps some too. So want to make sure you get a little shout out to those guys.
And okay, so back to the highlights here. This is a big sack by Anichi, who had another monster game.
Had a really good ball game. Steps in there and just beats his guy. I mean, just steadily working the whole time. Fobbs beats his guy, and also looked like D'Angelo Woods beat his guy. But when he stepped up, he fell right to the lap of Anichi. So it's a good push there by our D-line.
Here's the big run. We talked about that big game by Brett, and here's his 86-yard touchdown run right here.
Yeah, good read there, and then anytime you got 66 out there leading the way, it's going to be a pretty good path to run in. And, he's picking them up, putting them down right there.
Well, I mean, he's gone, and impressive speed there from your QB. And what I did notice on a lot of runs downfield when you had big Will pulling around the side, that it almost just creates space on its own without even having to hit anybody.
Well, anytime anything that big comes moving that fast, people are going to kind of get out of the way.
I would definitely be getting out of the way. But a big touchdown run there by Brett. And here's another big sack by the Tiger defense. And this was just the case for Mr. Swallow all night long.
Yep. Anytime they got third and more than 5, we were bringing 5 or 6 at a time, and they were all moving. And linebackers took good angles the other night. Hinton gets a big sack right there.
Yeah, we'll talk to Hinton as well.
I believe he had 15 tackles the other night, so he had a really good night when he was supposed to have a bad knee.
Yeah,
so, I don't know what he's going to do if he ever feels healthy.
Yeah, that dude is definitely a force to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the football. And speaking of defense, we'll stick with that. Trajan Hannon forces this fumble, and I believe Elam picks it up and takes it to the house. Well,
it's a good lick right there by 8. I think that's where he popped his ankle a little bit, and then it just bounces right into the arms of one of the fastest guys on the team. So, and Elam seems to always be in the right spot at the right time. So you have to have another big week out of those guys.
Yeah, congratulated by the Christmas clad in the jungle. It was the Christmas sweater night down there. This week's theme in the jungle is formal. They said because it's formal. You got to get your.
I'd have had trouble with that. I didn't
ties
wear
out.
Many ties or coats back in those days
because it's a business. They're wanting to take a business trip.
It's a business trip.
Yeah, you're right about that. And here's your final highlight of the night. This is Kendall January getting another sack on the Cecilia quarterback.
Good pressure by Fobbs there. That's a great stunt by the tackles in the ends, and he ends up right in the lap of Kendall. Kendall's he plays with great effort and great speed off that edge, and anytime they get third down, I think he starts just salivating a little bit. I'm fit to go get the quarterback here. So he does a really good job with that.
Does a great job with that. That kind of wraps up our highlights from last week as we're in our first segment here on Tiger Talk. And, Coach, just some, final thoughts about last week as we put a bow on it.
Well, I just thought our kids played extremely hard and played well. Just Coach Collins just got the defense just chiming right now, and then Coach Birch is really doing a fine job. Just want to get a little better each week, and that's something we did. I thought we did a good job of last week. It's a tough week to play. We're over the holidays and all that kind of stuff, so got a lot of things out there that can really mess your concentration up. But I thought our kids had a really good week of practice, and it showed on Friday night. This week we've had a really good week.
Yeah,
let's hope it shows up again Friday night.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. A lot of things to prepare for as Warren Easton makes the trip north to Bill Rupel Stadium, and we'll talk about what you guys have been implementing in practice and everything else coming up in our last segment here on Tiger Talk. But first, we've got a lot of players tonight. I believe on the defensive side of the football, we'll be talking with Zay Straughter and Henton Roberts. We talked about them. Zay's first trip to Tiger Talk, well-deserved appearance. And then on the offensive side of the football, we've got the two leading rushers, Brett Batteford, the quarterback, and Ajay Allen we'll talk to later on in the program. And also Coach Brad Cochran is going to join us and talk about his venture with you guys here in this season. Glad a good addition to the Tigers coaching staff here.
Late
in the 21.
Yeah, we got him in August
in the 2021 season. So stay tuned for that and a whole lot more here on Tiger Talk. We're live from Melvin's on Oliver Road here in Monroe. We'll be right back.
Cartown is your used car giants, and we're scooping up the best vehicles around, bringing them home to you. Shop online at usedcargiants.com and buy with one click. Cartown at the foot of the Louisville Bridge.
I'm Matt Dickerson, and I'm a satisfied 3B equipment rental customer. So I called Matt because we were trying to get our plots together for dove season. He brought this equipment out to us, dropped it off, unloaded it for us, and really made the whole process very easy. I know Matt does real well in the service department, and through some other rental experiences we've had with him, the tractor that he dropped off for us was in brand new condition. Everything was in good shape. It's good to know that you can count on equipment when he drops it off. I'd highly recommend Matt Bridges and 3B Outdoors for all your equipment rental needs.
Let Tenori's own Louisville help you with your special gift needs, offering a wide variety of products to make any Tiger happy. Go visit Tenori's, located at 801 Louisville Avenue, or give them a call at 318-325-4100. That's Tenori's on Louisville.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide meals to children, families, and seniors facing hunger in Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville Tiger football, always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, everybody, welcome back here to our second segment on Tiger Talk. We are live from Melvin's Restaurant, and you can see that I'm joined by a couple of Tiger football players from the defensive side of the football. To my far right, number 21, Zay Straughter, and in the middle is number 44, Henton Roberts. Guys, welcome to Tiger Talk.
Yes, sir. Glad to be back.
Yeah, there you go, man. How's now, Zay? Let's start with you. Like I've said, I've been enjoying watching your defense as a whole, but talk about your progression in the back end, man. I mean, you come to become a shutdown corner back there.
I really just want to give out my thanks to Coach Brad. Like, the things he teaches us, a lot of techniques, the way things are played in the game, really helped me get better as a player.
Really? And talk about that, getting better as a player. Y'all collectively are some of the best tackling defensive backs I've seen in the past few years at Neville. I mean, you attribute that maybe to a couple of good running backs you got to stop in practice, or how is that? You're just because you play a lot of teams that run the football.
I can contribute to that, but more to the endo work we put in. We work a lot of tackling drills because, yeah, we pass first, but then again, we're going to have to tackle.
Yeah.
So getting that work in really helps us.
Now Henton, last week, another big week, man, 15 tackles. Had a sack, I believe, in there. And, I mean, that's just been your M.O. since you started playing linebacker for Neville. I mean, you've come in and really just kind of taken over that middle linebacker spot. So, is it all coming to an end? Look back on your career and just think about some of the things that you've done and what it's taken to get to this point.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's here. 2 weeks guaranteed football left. I felt like yesterday I was a freshman walking into Neville, big-eyed, didn't know what's going on. I mean, it's been a ride for sure.
Well, you got a pretty good core of linebackers back there.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about some of your teammates there. I mean, because it's not just you making plays in that position.
We're deep as I think we've ever been. You know, Trajan Hannon,
yeah,
great player, and either Breland Robinson, absolute, he's going to be open player to watch out for. You know, you got Rudy Dozier, Jacoby, all of them are on the rise for sure.
Now, guys, let's talk. It's a question for both of y'all. I mean, I looked over your defensive stats on the year. I believe you're only averaging about 8 points, giving up 8 points a game since the start of the season. That's about the same in the playoffs. I mean, the couple of touchdowns you've given up, especially in the last, 8 ball games, have just been either late, in blowout type situations, or when the offense gave you a short field. And do you ever, when that short field happens, do you ever go up to the offense like, come on, guys? I mean, we can only do so much.
Yes, sir.
Zay, what about you, man? I mean, you've had a lot of pass breakups. I believe, what, 2 picks, 1 pick this year?
I didn't.
You haven't had any?
I didn't.
Come on. Well, you've been around it so much, but I mean, not many people have gotten by you.
I can really put our list to Coach Collins. He put us in a position to win every time. And even if it hasn't been one time I think he called a bad play, he put us in a position to win every time. Every time?
Well, hey, look, you talk about Coach Collins, new defensive coordinator this year, some new things to learn, maybe a new focus. Seems to be working out okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, from your perspective, not much gets by some of these guys up front. You've got guys like Anichi and Fobbs and D'Angelo Woods and some of these guys up front. And it gets to Henton, and then, you're left back there twiddling your thumbs, man. It's got to be pretty easy for you to say.
That's one way you could put it. Like, if they just so happen to get through the D line, they got linebackers to get through, and our linebackers, like you say, Henton, they gonna make that tackle.
Hey, well, and this is something for both of y'all, and I want to ask this opinion. I was talking with, I believe it was Coach Wise earlier today, and I was thinking back as we see our offense with that big playability, and that's a lot of times even the games that maybe people say the defense quote unquote struggled. I mean, you struggle with the number 1 quarterback in the country, and the first 3 touchdowns were on like one-play touchdowns almost against St. Thomas More. The only times I actually seen you guys, I hate to say the struggle, but really do that, was when you're in those situations, when you have an offense that scores so quickly and having to be out there on the field as much as you have. But I can't remember a big play, a big offensive play touchdown, maybe 10 yards, 15 yards might be the longest touchdown I've seen against you guys, which is a testament to y'all's toughness and really completeness as a unit.
For sure. Not giving up the big plays, I mean, that's been huge this year. We have this little stat, it's 25 yards or less pass or 15 yards or less run. And almost every week we cover that goal. Just keeping our trust in our coaches, and, I mean, it's worked out so far.
Yeah, well, you cover your area, do your job, and good things will happen. I mean, this has been, like I said, I've seen some pretty nice and very talented defenses in my 30-plus years of watching and covering Neville football, and I put you guys up as one of the best in there. I see Will Anders over there with saying he was on one of the other best teams right there. I mean, but you have guys. I mean, we're talking about defensive that recent defensive guys. Justin Ellis, Rashard Lawrence. These guys are pros right now. They're in the pros. You've got Jay Cole, some cornerbacks that have gone to college and playing at Tech and ULM, and we've had corners and LSU, Alabama. I mean, these are the types of players that have been on some of these defenses. Defenses that's, put some banners up there, and I'm sure y'all's team goal is to hang another one this year.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Senior heavy defense, we're playing for each other right now. I mean, this could be it. Yeah. We're not guaranteed the next one. No. We're playing for each other.
All right, Warren Easton, what do you guys see in these guys?
I mean, they're big up front, average 300. I mean, it's like playing a college football team. But, if we just trust in our coaches, and I think we'll be completely fine.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of film. Zay, what about you? The back end, what's y'all's responsibility this week?
The way I'm feeling is you just not give up the big play. They don't throw necessarily a lot, but when they do, they go in deep. So if we just stay disciplined on our side, then we'll be good.
Yeah, it's keep them in front of you, that type of deal. Look, a very talented team, but you guys, they remind that team that I've been watching on film reminds me a lot of you guys.
Yes,
I think it's going to be two storied football programs going at it.
It's going to be a dogfight for sure.
It will. Well, it's going to be fun to watch on Forsyth Avenue this Friday. Y'all glad to be – this is last home game in Bill Ripple Stadium for you guys.
Yeah, last time to run out.
Crazy thought to think about.
It gets here. It gets on you pretty quick, But, hey, I tell you what, no better way to close out a Bill Ripple Stadium kind of deal is to be the next time you run out of a tunnel, it's going to be in the Caesars Superdome down there.
That's the plan.
Well, keep that thought, guys. Y'all, congratulations on all the success you've had up to this point, and a couple more games, hopefully, for you guys. Looking forward to seeing y'all out there Friday night, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Everybody, Zay Straughter, Henton Roberts joining us here in Tiger Talk, and you can hear it back there. Got a great crowd gathered here as they get ready to play the semifinal matchup against the Warren Easton Eagles. We want to see everybody out this Friday night at Bill Ripple Stadium. Folks, when we come back, we're going to talk with, I believe, we're going to throw Ajay and Brett into the fire up here on Tiger Talk, so stay tuned for that. We're live right here from Melvin's Restaurant, as we are every Wednesday night during football season here on Oliver Road in Monroe. We'll be right back.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta bowls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Baton Rouge, Shreveport, New Orleans. Attorneys from all over our state are flocking to our area to handle your injury case. I'm Chad Carter.
And I'm Kevin Alexander. We didn't come in from out of town to take your case.
If you've been injured, come see us at Parker Alexander. We live and work right here in Northeast Louisiana.
Remember, we don't get paid unless you get paid. So we're here to handle your case personally.
Cartown is your used car giants, and we're crushing the competition's high prices. Smashing bad credit. Scooping up the best vehicles around, bringing them home to you. And we're providing you with a giant inventory, ensuring we have the car you want. Shop online at usedcargiants.com and buy with one click. Cartown at the foot of the Louisville Bridge.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see him in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in
All right, everybody, welcome back to Tiger Talk. As you see everybody applauding there, it's getting. You can tell it's semifinals here. You know, you start the Jamboree Tiger Talk doesn't look like this, okay? But semifinal Tiger Talk, it gets a little crazier. Hopefully, we got one more that we can do in New Orleans in next week. But before we get there, you guys have a big game this Friday night. And folks, if you don't know, I've got Ajay Allen to my far right and Brett Batteford here in the middle, and we're welcoming both of you guys back for, I guess, y'all's second appearance this year on Tiger Talk. So welcome in, guys. Ajay, let's start with you. You know, I got your defensive brethren on the other side have got a bone to pick with you because you developed this nickname, this Mr. Quick Six thing, and they're tired of having to play a lot more defense because you score too quick.
Yes, sir.
That and Brett, you kind of get in on it a little bit this year. I mean, later on in the season,
right? You know, we get bit by the big play bug, as I've heard Mr. Roberts say on the show, and you hate it for the defense because they really work their tails off on the field.
Yeah.
And they get a big stop, and then boom, AJ breaks an 80-yard run, and it's just like, sorry, y'all got to go back out there. But
I'm sure they take it. Points are points. However you want to do it. AJ, man, over 2,000 yards this year. It's going to take all your fingers, all your toes, and maybe some of Brett's to talk about the touchdowns that you've scored this year. You guys, hey, put that mic just a little bit closer to you. Yeah, like pull it on, like close to your mouth. It's got to be right on you. There you go. And so tell me about it, man. I mean, it's just been one big play after another.
Yeah, last year, me and Coach Caesar had a thing called 1K. I was trying to get to 1,000 last year, but I fell kind of short last year. This year I was working harder. Coming in strong. I had a chip on my shoulder. I have a great offensive line. They helped me get where I need to be, and at the end of the day, we still have a goal at the end of the day. So, we're still working.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the year when you joined us, and I've just seen it get better and better over the course of the year. Your ability to cut and keep going. I mean, I interviewed a former Neville Tiger, Cavante Turpin, earlier this week that we'll have on our pregame show this week. And, I've made a lot of comparisons of him of you kind of to what I saw with Cavante, but the ability to cut without really checking up. And, I think when I watched you play earlier, freshman, sophomore year, you had some of that, but you've really developed that skill over the last year and a half.
Yes, sir. Over the summer, I've been working. Got some cones out in my backyard. I thought I had to improve. Get better at the end of the day. Now it's just natural. So
Yeah. Well, hey, look. It's very impressive. Definitely impressed a lot of Tiger fans, impressed a lot of people across the South and the country, man. So you got to keep that going. A couple more weeks. And I asked the Henton and Zay earlier. We're coming up on not maybe. This is the last time you're running out of that tunnel at Bill Ruppel Stadium.
Yes, sir. We have to make the best of it. We all seniors, we have to come in strong, make a statement, it's our last home game, so,
Yeah, well, looking forward to it. Brad, what about that? Tell me about
it's kind of scary to think about, but at the same time, we all knew this day would come. I was talking to my dad earlier, and he reminded me that our first game at Bill Ruppel, some of our core group guys that we played elementary ball, we had a little, Twin City Championship against Riverbend at Bill Ruppel. And he said, you won your first game at Bill Ruppel, go win your last. And I kind of reminded Will of that today. And I was just kind of like, that really made it hit home because I was just like, this is it. Regardless of what happens, this is our last 4 quarters at home. So got to go make the most of it.
And look, I know there's a lot of Tiger fans. A lot of them are here, and a lot of them are watching. And definitely, are going to hate to see you two go as well. But like I told them, there's nothing better than maybe running out of Bill Rupert for the last time and then coming off the field with a victory and being able to the last portal you run out of is in the one in the Superdome. So that goal going for you. So let's I want to ask you this, AJ. Now, for the first time in the playoffs, Brett got you by 4 yards. For the first time all year.
That's because he was only in for a quarter. I had 3 quarters. He had 1. So
I had to give you a little hard time. And I mean, like I said, last week against Cecilia, were you surprised by the performance? Any? I don't know. I mean, you knew what they had coming in.
Yes, sir. We don't doubt nobody. So we come in, practice, work hard every week. So we don't doubt nobody. So
Yeah, you took care of business early, and I want both y'all to answer this. Talk about this. I mean, we've had so many games, especially probably the last 7, 8 of the games where you guys are gone. I mean, and early in these football games, halftime, maybe early in third quarter. What else? What do you do? It's a good problem to have, but getting in that game shape as we come up against a team like Warren Easton, to keep everybody fresh.
Yes, sir. We practice hard. We get the job done first, second quarter. Try to get the JV guys in. Work on next year things. They might need to work on, but this week should be a close game. I like games like this, so it motivates me to be the best I am. So.
Yeah, like AJ said, games like this are a good problem to have. Get the JV guys in, get them reps, get them experience. Probably the biggest adjustment I noticed is that when we do have to play a tight game, sort of like Karen Crow, that was probably the first game we played. That was a 4-quarter fight. The toughest was playing full 4 quarters and not just, going, hey, 2 quarters and then we're on the sidelines. But, we just got to go out there and we can't take any opponent lightly. We got to play the same way for each opponent, regardless of who it is.
Yeah, definitely a great approach. And so Warren Easton, it's a typical Warren Easton team. They got a new coach in Jerry Phillips. He's a defensive-minded coach. They haven't given up many points all season long. Held Carr to just 20 points in a dogfight with them earlier in the season. And I think they've only given up, 14 points in the playoffs, maybe 21. I think a touchdown apiece. What's it going to take from you guys, or what have you guys seen on film that they do well?
They kind of game tackle well. That's one thing, but up front, all offensive line should make things work for us.
Yeah. Sorry, AJ, I couldn't really hear you well, so if I repeat what you said, I'm sorry. But they got they're big up front. They're pretty fast and physical. Their backers are real aggressive, real run heavy. So it's going to be important for our pullers to really get in there and get good angles on them. Their defensive backs I'm pretty sure both are committed to D1 schools.
Yeah.
So they're very athletic in the secondary. Just a solid team all the way around. We're going to have to bring our best because we know they're going to bring theirs. So. Yeah,
I think their nose tackle is committed to Purdue. Yeah. You've got a couple in the back end. They do have another number 3 on their side of the football, and Jay Gordon. And then he's the senior, and they got a sophomore in Robertson that runs the football as well. And people think of these New Orleans teams that throw the ball all the time, and they really don't. Warren Easton and you guys, y'all's offense is very similar. Very similar styles. Spread it out, focus on focus a little bit on the run, but kind of wear people down.
Right. They're very run heavy. I believe I forget who told me this, but they said their run offense is the strongest part of their game. One of the strongest parts. They're solid all the way around. But that's going to be something our defense is going to have to focus on, but I know they can handle it. So,
well, your guys' quick play ability has definitely benefited, getting able to be out and play in front a lot of the times this year. Hopefully that same, tendency comes out this Friday night.
Right.
So before we take a break, man, any final thoughts from you, AJ, on this year? You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Ready to go. You too?
It's been great. All the fans, all the support that this team has had. It's been growing throughout the year. The student section, Walt Sorter's really put it together, and that means a lot to all the players when we show up on Friday night, even if it's like a district game that no one really wants to be out there with, and it's cold. Walt's had them out there supporting us and having different themes. We really appreciate all the fan support this year, and I'm going to miss it. I know everyone else is too. Well,
it's a business trip. This they said it's formal. They're going to have coats and ties out there. It'll be interesting with those guys down in the end zone. Well, guys, hey, look, great season thus far. Some unfinished business out there. Good luck this Friday night, and we look forward to talking to you a couple more times here in this season. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ajay Allen, Brett Batteford, two of the leaders of this Tiger offense. Thank them for stopping by here with Tiger Talk. When we come back, we'll talk with Neville line coach Brad Cochran on his first appearance here on Tiger Talk, and we'll have Coach Tannehill back in the hot seat as we look at Warren Easton, this Friday night semifinal opponent. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Hey Neville Tiger Nation, this season if you find yourself feeling a little under the weather, visit Go Family Health on North 18th Street. They cover flu shots, sports physicals, sick visits, annual visits, or if nothing is wrong, they can do your regular checkup. Go Family Health has a happy staff, clean office, and they can take care of all your family's health care needs.
This is Tiffany Terra with Go Family Health. We love our Neville Tigers, and we want to thank all of Neville Nation for always supporting Go Family Health.
My name's Nicole, and I chose Neela Dental. I chose them because of the IV sedation that they offered. I'm so less anxious about having anything done now. You can have a lot of work done at one time. You don't have to worry about the pain or the numbing or the drilling or anything like that. It's been a blessing. They actually care about what they do, and they want you to be confident. I've been to like 2 or 3 different dentists. Like, seriously, I really like Neela. Start smiling today.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
Hey, let's all move right. Let's move right. There we go. All right, there we go. As we're running the limited staff here at the Neville Tiger Network, but we welcome everybody back into our 4th segment here on Tiger Talk, and I'm joined now by Neville assistant coach Brad Cochran, and Brad, man, welcome to Tiger Talk, man. First appearance.
First appearance. It's awesome to be here.
Hey, well, look, it's awesome that you've joined the staff, and as Coach Tannehill alluded to, kind of a late add to the staff this year. Let's talk about, where you've been, and how it got to this point.
So somebody stopped me in the hall not long after I got hired and said, you took the long route to get here.
Yeah.
And, it's all been a blessing, but this was kind of the goal the whole time, and things changed throughout. But I've been around. I started out at St. Fred's and spent a few years there. And Washita Junior. Been to Caldwell for 6 years. Offensive line duties. I was the AD at the junior high. Spent a year at West Washita and defensive line there, and won a state title in softball. So
yeah,
and I'm home. So 05 graduate, so glad to be home.
Yeah, well, you talk about that 05 class. That was one of the John Curtis classes.
Oh yeah,
right?
The last
one. That's right. A lot of semifinals. You know a lot about getting to the semifinals.
Yep.
and not being able, maybe say to get over that hump, which
right.
is kind of what's plagued Neville since 2017.
Right.
But either way, coming here, tell us what you're doing for the Tigers this season.
So, obviously teaching and stuff, and that's what I got hired to do. And Jeff was, got me on, and so they already had everybody in place. And like you said, I was a late ad. So, first of all, I feel like my expertise, I guess you would say, is in offensive line, and so I'm helping Coach Johnson with that, and putting my input in and learning a lot from him, and tag teaming it, and I think it's it makes it a lot easier with when you got some talent, and that we do, So, and helping just anywhere I can. Coach Tannehill gives me some assignment, and I'll go do it. Mm-hmm. Coach Johnson, hey, I need this done, so just anywhere I can help us win. So,
and you talk about it. I mean, you were like you said, Neville graduate, player, everything else. As it comes through here, you kind of knew the system, but you hadn't been around it,
right? And
back until this year.
Right.
I mean, 16 years in between the Bill Ruppel Stadium for you. It's okay. We kept doing it. It's been.
Where'd the time go, man?
28 for me. But as you get through here, talk about maybe some differences from that group. I mean, you had some talented guys. You had Robert Lane and these guys. I think was Roderick in your.
No,
he was right before y'all. But either way, or right behind y'all. But
Robert was 2 years, I think, in front of me, and those are guys I looked up to. It just the talent was. Immense. Yeah. And then, when we had, Tony White is the one that sticks out, and a
lot of debate going on
I've heard it.
Tony and AJ and all that. And I like that there's debate because they're both really good running backs.
As far as personnel, obviously the running backs compare, and just I'm blessed to be part of both, but just to have that kind of talent makes again your job a lot easier. We didn't, I guess, have nearly the accolades or anything like that.
The number of recruits and the offensive line was still an old style. An old style Neville line.
I say we grinded. We pounded and not that these guys don't. There's a lot more technique and stuff. It's modern football. Where we just stuck our face in there and move mountains and stuff. So, a lot of technique, a lot of different ideas and ideologies, and so things have evolved, like they do, and so from a player to a coach, you got to do the same thing also, to be successful. So,
one of the biggest differences that I see from walking out on the field in 1994 and then walking out on the field in 2021 is just the fitness. I mean, these guys, even the big guys, are fit. I mean, you look at guys like Anichi and Will and Hurd and even Kane and Logan. I mean, these guys, they're big, but they're mobile. And, they're flexible. They can move a little bit better. Where you used to have that flexibility and movement and all that, but there was much smaller humans running around that part of the ball. Talk about that.
I think we averaged, when I played, around 270 or 280, which was an enormous. Yeah, but we weren't nearly, you've got a 6'6" tackle now and a 6'8" tackle and a guard that's 6'2" or 3. I mean, those, we didn't – I don't think we had that height, that advantage there. But like I said, and that's – that comes with having that, you pop on the screen, and that helps those guys a lot as far as recruiting and stuff goes. So, no, I agree. I don't think, I don't know that we had anyone that was over about 6'3" or 6'4", which would probably be Troy Fan.
Yeah,
who played a little college ball, but but I think he was about the biggest on the team that I can remember.
Hey, well, last question here as we wrap up this segment. But you came back to Neville. What's been your favorite moment so far? First year back.
They happen every day. Going just being around Coach McCarty. Dr. Dawson was up there the other day, and I was scared to death of her.
Yeah.
When I went to school, and I got to hug her neck. Mr. Rogers, just just hugging his neck. The first actually he hugged mine, but it's just nostalgia. And then again in the classroom, kids' light bulbs going off, just like, oh, I get it now. Those are fun moments. And at the end of the day, nothing beats being at Bill Ruppel Stadium, working with guys who who love to put Neville on their chest and the fans on their back and go to work.
Yeah, guys that want to be there.
Yep,
put in the effort.
100%.
That's right. Well, the tradition always runs deep on Forsyth Avenue, but we're glad that you're back home.
100%.
Hey, well, look forward to hopefully many more conversations like this
me too.
Over the next few years.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach Brad Cochran, everybody, as we bring this one to a close here on Tiger Talk. We're going to come back and talk with Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill. Going to break down these Warren Easton Eagles and talk about the players of the week from last Friday night. So stay tuned.
CarTown is your used car giants, and we're providing you with a giant inventory, ensuring we have the car you want. Shop online at usedcargiants.com and buy with one click. CarTown at the foot of the Louisville Bridge.
Eason Portable Buildings is now Eason Manufacturing. New name, same quality service, with almost 60 years experience serving the Arklamas. And with Eason Manufacturing, quality is second to none. Buy pre-made from one of our mini lots or custom order yours today. Choose your colors, choose your size. You design it, we build it. Eason Manufacturing, serving the Arklamas since 1961.
You told me one click.
You told me one call.
You told me you'll get it done.
I called.
But never got you.
Instead, I was handed off to someone else.
In fact, I never even met you.
Are you even for real?
Don't be misled. If you've been injured, you deserve to meet with the actual attorney you saw on TV.
At Parker Alexander, you'll meet with me.
Or me.
We'll fight to get the money you deserve.
Remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you, and that's for real.
Hi, I'm Luke, and I'm smiling thanks to Neville Dental. I've never had to wait to get in the door. They're always ready to see me, always ready to take me in at the appointment. From the front office, the front desk, all the way back to the dentist. It was just a pleasant experience. They really keep you on time and help you get in and out the door. I didn't use my teeth as much when I was small before, but now that I've had braces, my Neville Dental, I feel a lot more confident about my smile. That's a pretty good feeling. Start smiling today.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the final segment here on Tiger Talk. And we've reached the point of the show to talk about some players from last Friday night as well as this Friday's opponent, the Warren Easton Eagles. And before we get to that, let's talk about some of these top performers from last week, our Origin Bank Players of the Week.
Yeah, we just had them on.
Yeah, we just had two of those guys on there. Brett Batteford, the Offensive Player of the Week, and Henton Roberts, the defensive player of the week.
Yeah, he was 5 for 5 for 71 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then rushed for 150 yards. And Henton Roberts had 15 tackles the other night. Both of them had an outstanding night, and leaders of our offense and defense right there.
They definitely have done a great job for you all season long, and also, no good win is made without some of the guys on the scout team, and you got a couple of nominees here, your Bills and your Browns there.
Well, we talked about that quarterback last week, and John Michael Sampanera and Amon Fuller both did a great job of being that guy, and then defensively, Jaden Webb was just outstanding, and he's been this 2 or 3 times. I mean, he brings it every day at practice, and he's going to be a great player before he graduates.
Well, those guys definitely putting in the work for you.
Yep.
Another great week of practice you've talked about as Warren Easton comes to town, and we were looking back, Coach, and you beat Warren Easton 2014. The Tigers did 28-27 in the state championship game, and then 2 straight semifinal wins, tight wins against the Eagles. It seems to always either be a shootout or just a kind of a knockdown, drag-out type fight on up here.
Well, I really think this week is going to be a knockdown, drag-out. They like to run the ball, and so do we. So, this year it's going to be, 2 heavyweights going at it, and a lot of big bodies, defensively and offensively. They have a great big guys that, on both sides of football that match up with us, and we match up with them. So it's the first time in a while they played anybody as big and physical as us, and this is the first time, that we played, since Karen Crow, a good physical football team. And, they have some there's a couple of previews right there. That tailback's a pretty good hand. And
that's Robertson, that's 3. That's Jay Gordon there, and here's Robertson. The sophomore right here, as you see them. This was last week against Bell Chase, where they
good players. Both of them are good, quick athletes, and then the quarterback runs the show. Kendrick Conley, he does a great job of getting the ball out there in space to these guys, and good on offense, and their offensive line it's a big bunch of boys, as you can see right there, number 79.
Yeah, that's a big man, and as you talk about. That, you see there, not only do they score a lot of points on offense, but they play pretty stout defense. Jerry Phillips, that's kind of his repertoire.
Oh, yeah, he's doing an outstanding job with the defense. They play, and I was talking to Coach Sonny Smith today on the sidelines at practice, and I told him, I said, here's the thing about these guys. They're really simple on defense. That means they're confident, and they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And so, it's a lot like our guys. I mean, defensively, we're not going to show you a bunch of looks. We're just going to line up, play hard, and offensively, we're going to run right at you. And that's just what we do. And they're kind of the same way. They're defensively, they're going to line up with 6'1", 220. Jeremiah Williams, 55.
Yeah.
98's Jamion Buxton. His kid's being recruited by he's 6'3", 265. And number 92, Renell Ruth, 5'10", 252. And then Deshaun Bryant's a good player, number 94, 6'1", 215. So.
Yeah.
And then behind them they've got Jeriah Jones, number 1, and Johnny Taylor. Taylor's a big kid, 6'1", 225, but Jemiah Johnson, he really runs the football. He's a really good player. So
both over 200 pounds at the linebacker position right there.
Really good football player.
You've got some long DBs.
Both corners, number 5 and 10. 5 is Ronald Lewis. He's 6'1", 165, and Wallace Foster's number 10, 5'11", 170. Both of those guys have already committed to schools already. So, very good football team that we're going up against Friday night. We're going to be tested on both sides, and, our physicality will be tested for sure. And, make sure we got to stay away from turnovers and, handle the football and be really good in special teams.
I mean, it seemed to be common themes and keys to the game.
Common thing. We play a lot of good football teams on our schedule, and, those are things that you're going to have yourself a chance to win if you don't turn the ball over and you're good in special teams. You're going to give yourself a really good chance. And then defensively, make them punt. You got to make them punt. So
make them punt. And we talked with Zay and Hinton earlier about the defense, and I asked them this question, and it's a byproduct of having such a dynamic, really duo back there with. AJ and Brett. I mean, but it seems that you score so quick, you put your defense in some holes. But the defense has given up hardly any big plays all season long. Any scores that anybody has had against you, they've had to earn it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they have, and we're going to make them drive the field most of the time. That comes in part of our linebackers, Trajan and Henton, do a great job of tackling in space.
Yeah.
And then our defensive backs, our free safety, Martin Ealing, is a great open field tackler, and so is Jalen Blackson. So and Griffin McGee. So those guys do their jobs if it gets through the first wave of people, and they've done an outstanding job all year. And we're going to have to do it again against 2 really good running backs and a couple good wide receivers. So that's just the key to making them drive the field. And if we can score touchdowns and not kick field goals, that's just a bonus. And I'm not going to tell AJ not to score.
No,
if
nobody's going to tell
70,
him.
I'm going to let him go.
Yeah, you're going to let him do it. It's something that Coach Collins and his crew is going to have to deal with.
Yeah,
keep doing it.
Try to outscore them.
Yeah, I know. If you force a few punts and we get a few quick ones, give you a little cushion.
Yeah.
It works out okay most of the time.
Most of the time
it does. Well, look, I know people have been clamoring to get tickets to this one. It's one of the best games, marquee games in the state, especially when these two teams get together, definitely in the area. I think if it's not at the top of a lot of people's list, it should be. Neville and Warren Easton, and they will have tickets available at the ticket office one more day from 3 to 6
open it back
tomorrow.
up for y'all.
I know. If you hadn't gotten your season tickets, you need to go get them Thursday from 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
3 to 6. And the ladies that have been working back there, and men.
Miss Hart, Miss Sanders.
Yeah. Mr. Gregory.
Mr. Gregory, all those people that are working in there, and Miss Joy.
Yeah, Miss Jessica Nabnit's in there some. Yeah. And, they do a great job. They will open it back up tomorrow from 3 to 6, so get there and get if you're season ticket holders. But, I turned away. I can't tell you how many people coming out this evening. People were, can I get tickets? Yeah. And it's going to be with the state championships. OCS is in the state championship. Yeah. They're going to be in the Dome Friday, next Friday. They got that approved. It's just, I believe, Neville and Sterlington playing this Friday night
in town this week.
Town. So
it'll be a great game. You need to come out and watch, and go by tomorrow and get your tickets 3 to 6. I want to talk.
Yeah, and we're getting there.
I'm not rushing.
This is an internet program. This is an internet program. Coach Osho is not kicking us off here at the end. We can go a little bit long if we have to. All right, but yes, and we've been here all year, and we've been coming to Melvin's doing this coach's show for a long time, and a few of the ladies back there,
Claudia and
Annie,
Miss Annie, do an outstanding job.
Yeah, and we thank them every day for having to put up with all of us,
all of the stuff.
They do this, and not only the cooks in the back and everybody else, and just make a special deal on Wednesday nights to house us here and deal with all these Neville fans and their appetites.
Yep.
So thank y'all very much. We definitely
so much.
do.
Miss Diane and Mr. Melvyn.
That's right. They the ones that make this thing go.
Yep.
I
said yep about 4 times tonight.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying things that are very agreeable. That seems to be a personality trait of mine. All right, Coach. Semifinals, second time here. You talked about playing in December. Last year we were playing in December. It's feeling like the end of the regular season.
I know.
But this is the true December.
Yep.
A chance to go to the Dome on the line. Mm-hmm. Final thoughts.
I just hope we have a big crowd out there, and our kids are going to play with great effort Friday night. There's no doubt in my mind. They prepared all week. Outstanding practices Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they look focused. They look ready to go, and I just can't wait to get to Friday night. It's the next 24 to 48 hours is going to be long for me. I know it is, but and it's long for them. They've been ready to go all week, and what a great opponent in Warren Easton coming up here, and then we get to play this at Bill Rupel, and I know we'll have a great crowd. The tickets they said they're going like hotcakes, so
fill the bill.
We'll fill it up.
Fill the bill. Semifinals, a berth and the state championship on the line this Friday night, 7 o'clock at Bill Ruppel Stadium. Folks, if you got to get there. You got to get there. If you can't, if you're watching this from afar, from far off in Louisiana, you want to watch a good football game, you can watch it right here on the Neville Tiger Network, our YouTube page, and all of our apps. If you want to listen to it, you can listen to it over the air on Sunny 98.3 and also stream the audio on Sunny98.3.com. And we've got some special features for you this Friday night. Talked to a lot of former players. So look forward to that in our pregame show this Friday. And, Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
Looking forward to Friday night. So thank everybody who came out tonight here to our Tiger Talk, our semifinal Tiger Talk at Melvin's. Thanks to Will Anders for doing, what you do. Jason Ewing coming by to help out earlier, and all of our guests. We had Zay Straughter, we had Henton Roberts, we had Brett Batteford, Ajay Allen, Coach Brad Cochran, and obviously, you too, Coach Jeff Tannehill.
I'm here.
We're here. I'm Stewart Shelby. Going to say good night. We'll see everybody Friday night at Bill Ruppel Stadium.